Okay, for question number 4, it looks like a mess here. They have a scatter plot here that looks parabolic to me. They have a table of values, and we can tell that this problem is talking about whether you read the question or not, which I advise you to read it. The bottom of the graph on the x-axis, it tells me the price in dollars, and on the y column, it's weekly profit dollars. Basically, all they want me to do is match one of these equations. Now, you can match any equation by just typing them in the graphing calculator and try to match it. So we're going to go practice doing that in our calculator. What I would like for you to do is open your Desmos, type in all of these choices, pause the recording, and come back when you've done that so we're in the same spot. Okay, so hopefully you've typed in all the equations like I've done here. I have different colors for each one. If they happen to be too close, remember that you can hit this gear button and change the colors. You click on that, then you click on the color that you want to change, and you can do it there. The next thing I did was I went ahead and put the table of values. Now, how do you get a table of values? Well, you hit this plus sign up here at the top, then you click on table, and you just type the numbers in. Now, I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. What I want you to do again is to pause this recording and go ahead and type in all the numbers from the table. You can get those just looking over here and just copying them in. Remember, this is the calculator you can use, so let's just make sure we do that. Okay, go ahead and pause the recording and play when you've typed in the table. Okay, so now that you have the table in, we can just go ahead and see if we can find the answer. What I'm going to do is I can only see the blue one. I'm just going to make sure that I understand how to zoom out and zoom in, the minus and the plus. So let's zoom out. We're not seeing enough of these graphs here. Now I'm starting to see the red and the green one pop up. You guys see that? I still don't see the purple one, and I'm going to tell you guys that the purple one is actually way at the bottom. If I hold my mouse down and scroll down there, I'm going to be able to see that purple one way down here. So purple one's not even a factor at this point. I'm just going to drag it back up. Notice that I start seeing these red points. Now, where are the red points coming from? Well, remember when we put the table in, they chose red for us to plot the points. What I can do now is just kind of zoom in just a little bit on this area and just make sure. I'm like, sure enough, this one is showing up on the blue graph. Let me just select the other choices. I'm going to just click on them to deselect them. And I noticed that the second choice is the blue one is the one where most of the points are in. They don't have to have all of them. They just need to have most of them. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more so you can kind of see. We have a little bit of a couple of outliers, but that's okay. That's what happens in regression. If you feel comfortable with that, then we have the answer. We just come over here and we're going to select B and we're done. The calculator, though, has a powerful tool that I'm going to show you real quick. It won't take me very long. But basically, it will calculate the A, B, and C for you. So this is in standard form. You see how they all have an x squared and an x and a number? We're going to go down to right below the table. You have to do this with the table already. I'm going to do y sub 1. I'm going to use the tilde. Looks like a similarity symbol they use in Spanish over the N for the ñe. Then I'm going to type in A x sub 1 squared. Then I'm going to do plus b x sub 1 plus c. Now I just typed in the 1 right after it, automatically made it sub 1. The reason you need that is because in your table you have x1 and y1, so it needs to call those numbers from the table. And look what it did. It tells you what a, b, and c are so that you can just plug them in. It's telling you the number in front of x squared is negative 60.4. The number in front of x is 348.1. The number for C, negative 334.2. And I'm rounding up because that's what they did here. And if you look at choice B, it's the exact same numbers. There's an R squared value right here of 0.92. Says we're about 92% confident that this is the correct answer. So that's really good. Anything that's really over 0.5 is more likely than not. So that's an additional way. I showed you 2 ways to get this answer. Make sure you choose choice B for this one.